7. Turnout is not great, so may as well just cut away and get on with the training program for tonight. I think Lufast is looking after Arrow and Blade members. Dusak, you have your own training sorted, I believe. And yeah, AHM, find something to do. I will find you something to do. I'll find out what assets are for Sunday. So yeah, no announcements for now, guys. As people join, if there's still people waiting to join, I'll get them over to you. And yeah, have a good session, and please start messaging the rest of your squad and find out where the fuck they are. That'll be a good start. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Right.
Cheers.
Or
Second
could you
meet.
gather up the Arrow people and Blade and get them to the
Only 5 more
Outreach.
hours till
Arrow's
Warhammer 3
already here.
comes out.
Is it you?
Me,
You're
the guy,
addicted.
and Lex.
Awesome. You guys join our group, and then or you take a run to the mount range and wait there.
Get to touch Blade for once.
Hey.
Hey.
Right, 1, 2, 3. That's everybody. To the
Yes,
mount
that's-
range. Vex.
To the mountain we go.
Give me a sec.
Already.
Definitely does.
Get rid of us, like, just that easy, says.
When life gives you lemons.
I guess you like the pest.
Why is it such a quiet night tonight?
Wasn't
know-
it fun?
I know some people have work.
Well, Turkey has work. I think Retty has work as well. Peter, I don't know. He just
I
never
think
shows up.
work as well.
Yeah, I think so, maybe. He just never has been to trainings for a long while. Marius, something. King, long time, LOA now.
Marius is LOA again.
Marius is LOA tonight, yeah.
Okay. I didn't catch that. Though.
And Kimbo is Kimbo, so he's a cunt.
Probably fell asleep on his couch.
All right. Everyone here?
Yep.
You did not tell me about this. Lucas.
About what?
What's wrong with Arrow?
Arrow. He's trying to get away from us.
He betrayed you.
Let's see, what roles do we have tonight? Lex, you're a marksman, right?
LAT and medic.
LAT medic, Vex, you're medic as well. Naga AUR. And Grenadier, and Oryu is 2AC, of course. Sweet. Arrow, how much have you gone over like pre-war or like RTR and stuff like that?
The things we've gone through with Will and Tara.
Okay, so you haven't done anything separate from that then?
Out of us, only me when I tried out for Vegas.
No, they did
I know.
moving through terrain and responding to contacts.
Oh yeah.
Right. So, but on the responding to contact, when you're responding to effective enemy fire, RTR, the return fire or return inaccurate fire, take cover, and then return effective fire. You know about that?
Yep, I know.
Yeah. No, but I'm just asking so that if you don't know this, guys, then we'll go over it, because the plan for tonight was that we're gonna start this training off of that base knowledge. But if we don't have that across it, then we can just start there. Would you want me to go over it, Iron, or should we just kick off and you can learn from Blade?
Guess we're all good. Keep going.
All right, we're learning from Blade. Cool. Now I hope that the people that weren't on that training in Blade have watched the recording of it. Cool. Let's actually get started directly into the practical and just test what we know already and stop when we need to. So initially we're gonna start heading out patrol south-southwest. We're gonna patrol this area around La Riviere. We don't expect any contact. It should be just quite calm, and we're just gonna walk and do a standard patrol. Let's prep for battle. So everyone prep to move. Point man will be Cess.
Okay.
Face full of food.
Stepping out.
No, wait, no, that's not it.
No.
All right, so prep for battle, right? First point of pre-war. When we're in a base or like a secure point like we are now, we're about to step off on our mission. The prep for battle, or the prepare to move order in this case, is just the point man. You just take a seat, looking down the way we're approaching or going away. Second man, who we got? Let's see, we're probably gonna have myself. Then I want a maggot behind me. And then I want a hello guy. So maggot, you're just gonna tuck in right behind me right now. Oh, sorry, maggot right behind me. Hello guy behind him. Then it's gonna be the second fire team. That's gonna be you, Atoshi. Then it's gonna be Oryu, Vex, and Lex. So everyone go crouch. So now, similarly to what we do in a convoy, imagine that we're all the gunners of vehicles. So Cess, he's looking front. I would be looking slightly right or slightly left. Next person, what would he do if I look slightly right?
Going into a different direction.
Yep, so do that.
Right.
And then all the way down, guys. Just like that. So this is the situation where we either check that we're all set, everyone is here, as 2IC can say, alright, we're all formed up in the back. I can start talking with the point man on the route. If we needed to, we could also have a briefing like this. Any questions on this prep for battle, or kind of prepare to step off from base? Sweet. So we're gonna go over the route. It says, if you look at the map, I want you to take us down the road southwest until the corner of it at 042026, around this area.
Mm-hmm.
From there, I want you to take us off-road into the woods and hold RV at 039025, keypad 3, around that area where it's suitable. Initially, we're going to start off in staggered column on the road, and when we're going off-road, we're going to do column. Any questions?
Can I go?
You can go.
Stepping out.
Moving.
Fuck, John too.
So as we're starting to file out, obviously you wait for the next person to be at the spacing you want before you start moving. And until the person in front of you is at that point, you remain crouched as seated. Will we fix the staggered column behind me, please?
Atoshi, switch right. Yours in front of Atoshi, switch left. There we go.
Now, guys, could anyone answer me, if we stop, if I as an individual hold for a second, what should I do? If you're holding for for more than just a second, or if you're holding for anything, you go crouched. Could anyone tell me why you want to go crouched?
Just so you're aware, or you,
Louder.
Everybody
I'm
on
not,
Child 2.
I didn't get the chance to switch before we stepped off.
Get on channel 2, guys.
Toshi on channel 2.
Copy, step off.
Moving.
Right, sorry, where were we? Why do we go crouched when we stop?
Well, it's better cover than standing.
Yep, that's one thing. We're less of a target. Anything else?
Communication.
Communication as well. Could anyone reinforce why that is a good point to it? Why would going crouch communicate anything to anyone else?
Tell us that we're holding for now.
Yep, exactly. So for example, if I find that I'm too close to Sesek in front of me, I can go crouched, and that way everyone in the formation behind me notices that he's stopping. I need to stop as well to not ruin the formation and the spacing that we got going. Right? Absolutely correct. Copy, going off-road column. Another point to also consider is that when you're crouched, you're more effective to actually put rounds on a target. You're more accurate. So if you spot the target, you're more lethal that way. Now, looking at everyone, what would be the difference between moving into an RV and moving into 360 security? Vex, I know you know this.
Well, 360 is very close, and then RV is effectively the same thing, but further spread out.
The opposite. 360 is a bit spacious. It's more a case of you're considering the defensive capability of the formation, while RV is more a case of that you're closer and you're just making sure that everyone is there and you have more room to communicate. But yeah, absolutely, thank you. Does anyone remember from Blade how you go into an RV, which we're about to do? What does the point man do? Okay. Bit disappointed, Blade. Not gonna lie, but we'll go over as we enter the RV here. Meanwhile, as we're approaching the RV, on the topic of holding when you're going crouched, it's a bit of a feeling or a rule of thumb, I'd say. But after around 10 seconds, if you're not moving past or within those 10 seconds, you're going prone. And that is obviously for the same reasons. That was why we go crouched, right? So now as we're about to enter the RV, that is communicated and everyone is aware that, because everyone might not have heard the actual instructions of where we're going, everyone knows that, okay, we're about to hold at this point. report as we're starting to file into RV. You can go jogging. You don't have to go or walking. Hello, guy. Run to me. We're doing close. This is RV. I'll show you how it's done. You go right here. Right on me. Forward right. Atoshi. No. Hello, guy. Prone. Right of Sesek. You're holding right front. Forward a bit.
Doing the star.
Yeah. Atoshi, you're on the... Maggot,
Other
closer.
side.
Even closer, Maggot. Closer. Like that. Everyone is getting it.
Yeah, we
Legs
kind of
closer.
already done it.
You're covering southeast. You got a couple of meters to go. Just like that. Cool. So this is RV. This is an opportunity for me to check that everyone is with us. This is an opportunity for us to see, is there any limitations in the squad? If Atoshi has run out of LAT, I could ask the Grenadier or the Marksman, whoever has it in their backpack. Okay, I'll grab that from their backpack and then I can pass it on to Atoshi's backpack. We can have hydration checks, make sure that everyone is fit for fight. If we needed to, we could also go over another route and exchange the plan. This is basically a situation where we can have a very silent discussion. We can all go whisper and still hear each other, and we can all kind of make sure that we're all up to task, right? Any questions on this? Arrow, you said that you'd done this before. Do you call it the same, or how do you do it?
Well, we roughly went over this with Retic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Either way, the landing on this was a bit rough. The only things I would have improved. Sesek, don't be afraid to call approaching RV like 100 meters out. And then, even though this was right on the spot, if you as point man deem that there is a better spot 50 meters north, then you can just communicate that and go for that instead. I wouldn't mind that. Also, the communication on when you were at RV was good, but I'd prefer it to be on radio so everyone heard it. And obviously, yeah, the landing of this was a bit rough on everyone, but we'll go over it again. If we took contact right now, what would we do? Because RV, as good as it is for what I just said, right? And it makes a very small visual and audible impact on our environment, which makes sure that we can actually remain hidden and out of combat. But if we would end up in combat in this situation, what would you imagine be the first thing we do?
Come on, guys. Lufas doesn't bite. Not that
Corner
hard, at
doesn't.
least.
Calling it out? Yeah, absolutely. Nice. Anything else? So we're getting a combat report. Sweet. If obviously it would be a command for that, but what would you imagine would be the first order that the IC would do in that situation? If we're taking accurate fire from here.
You guys know this. Come on. Return fire.
Yep. You guys are making work for this, guys. So, yes, you call out, yeah, obviously return fire. It's RTR immediately. The first thing that most likely would happen from an IC's point of view is to expand the formation, get out of our vulnerable situation. We've already lost our cover, so to speak. We know that the enemy knows that we're here. So we want to get into a more feasible situation where we can fight back, and that is the 360 security, which we talked about a bit earlier. And that is what we're going to go into now real quick. And that is obviously just a case of moving out 10 meters from me in this case, which is the origin of this circle. And from there we would engage. And there we could have, obviously 360 security, but we could also start maneuvering and establishing a formation like a line or an arrowhead or whatnot towards the enemy to kind of simplify our movement. Any questions on that before we do it? Cool. All right, go into 360 security, please. video so I make sure everyone hears me. The 360 security, obviously as you've all done, we're about 10 meters away from each other. It doesn't have to be absolutely, as long as you find a good cover that is, you know, really what you want. You want to have an effective firing position. If we would go into a 360 security, like if we would have gone into this point and not gone into RV, instead we would have gone into 360, the same pattern which we went into, which is front, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, and then rear, the same kind of structure would go into the 360, for simplicity. Any questions on this? Awesome. Cool. Alright, return to RV.
Good cover, Vex.
I think he's doing other shit as well. Cool. We're gonna go over this again. Give you guys an opportunity to show that you listened. So Cess.
Yes, sir.
I want you to take us to 042025 and form RV at that location.
042025.
Maggot, go red for me, please.
Ready?
Cool. Everyone ready to move? Anyone not ready to move? Cool. Says move out, we're ready.
Step out.
Maggot, remain in security. So, same order as we went in, we go out. Everyone at this point, you just remain like this, and then I'll say, alright, Lufa's stepping off. Then the person behind me knows that, oh, that's me now. He's gonna go crouched. Wait for me to be a distance, you can go on, it says. Wait for me to be the distance you want between me, and then he's gonna step off.
Okay.
That's the cue for the next guy, and so on and so forth.
She's stepping off.
Are you stepping off?
Now, on a separate note for everyone, is
Second
that
to last
usually
movement.
in a wooded terrain like this, it can be difficult for the ICs, or the pointman for that matter, to know when the rear of the formation has started moving and is in the formation. So in this case, it's very important that either the two IC, if they have eyes on the rear of the formation, or that the last man calls out on radio, last man leaving RV. Because that signals to me, and in this case Cessus, that, okay, we can now take up the tempo if we want to do that, that we can move into another formation if we want, or anything like that. Okay? Heard? Thank you. So has last man left the RV, please?
Last man's information.
Thank you.
Approaching RV, 100 meters.
Thank you.
Got some good rocks right of us. Do you want the RV here?
Copy, sounds good.
as close as you can. Very nice, guys.
I see smell your feet.
Mm-hmm.
Lick 'em.
Now that's fetishes. We don't talk about that.
Go jogging, blue team. Nice, nice. Very nice. So, the only thing here to remember, guys, now we're having super good security front, but remember that I have to kind of spread our barrels out. So, if Lex, you just remain right where you are, that is good. Vex, you go slightly more left, looking north-northwest. Atoshi, you looking right where you should, because there's an obstacle in your way. Or you're kind of doing the same, actually. Yeah, okay. You were excused, everyone. Cool. That was really nice. That was far better. Now I will ask, is there any limitations to us at the moment? Does anyone need to hydrate? Or are we good to start moving on actual objectives?
Yeah, I need to hydrate.
Yep, hydrate. Or you hydrate, Vex hydrate. Hello, guy, hydrate. I get hydrate.
Could do with another
Lex
mag.
hydrate. Atoshi hydrate. Cool. You'll get one. Just like that. Thank you for showing the practical implementation of it. So just like that, guys. What we just did is that we had different people hire at different times. It didn't take much time, but we remained security up. Just like Sesek just demonstrated, he might need another mag, or he had some limitations, which in this case was his ammo count. We make sure that we face that is the wrong word, that we remedy that. Deal with it, so that in average the squad is as effective as we should, and that we can actually be fit for fight. Cool. Now we're gonna move out again. We are going to next RV is gonna be 039 030 039 030. I want you to take us back to the road, Cess, and take us staggered on that, and then at some point where you feel is a good spot, I want you to take us off-road and into column.
Copy.
Alright. Anyone not ready to move? Cess prep to move.
Ready.
Alright, move out.
Enough.
Moving out.
Okay.
Stepping off.
Already stepping off.
Moving.
Copy, Lex, are you on this now? Copy. Approaching road. Copy, moving to staggered. Now, as we're crossing streets, obviously we sprint. So everyone that's gonna go on the right side of the road, they're gonna sprint across when they get to the road. Maggot just said that it's dangerous. That's absolutely correct. Is there anyone that knows the fancy word for it?
Exposed?
Yes, that is a good word for it. I was looking for... Now I'm gonna see if I remember it. If it's longitudinal or lateral danger area or something like that. I think it's a fancy word for it. It generally means that it is a linear opening in the terrain which has no cover or unclear visual. So if an enemy is further down this line, 200 meters, they would still have perfect eyes on you as you're walking across it. It's a road, it's a what do you call it, a square in town. It could be anything like that. And we prefer to run across these, right? Unless we're doing a organized crossing. But that's another training. Contact right, contact right. Contact reports. On fire. Alright, everyone claps on me.
Right, so, awesome. Taking contact right, everyone's engaging in the target. The people on the left start moving right into better firing positions. I saw everyone utilizing some form of cover or foliage for concealment. I did see Lex moving back towards a tree there. I'm not sure if that was the best, but it probably could have. The general sense of that is obviously that we want to get... We're going into RTR now, by the way. Everyone just turn towards the area. Right was called, suppressing the area of right, since we don't have a more specific area that's been called out. Suppress it. The first R, so to speak, is returning ineffective fire, right? It's just us spraying in an area that we believe the enemy is in to limit their effectiveness, right? Next one, T. Does anyone remember what T stood for? It's an easy one. You all did it. I almost mentioned it. Taking cover. Thank you. So we've returned inaccurate fire. We're immediately afterward taking cover. That is, in our case, in RTR, taking 3 steps or so forward and then going into a lower stance. Preferably that's prone, but if you can't act effectively on target as prone, there's foliage, grass in your way, then you can obviously go crouched or lower crouched. As long as you're in as low stance as you can while remaining effective on the target. Cool, we've done that. We've engaged the enemy, taken 4 steps forward, gone down. Now what do I do? Right here. Last R.
Return accurate fire.
Return accurate fire. Thank you, Toshi. So at that point, we can actually start pulling out. We don't have to be as high frequency of bullets going out. We can go down to sustained fire, most likely. We can go into more accurate shots. We can start maneuvering. And in this situation, this is probably where the ICs will start to think, okay, what do I want to do with the formation? Because the ICs are obviously going to do RTR as well. And that when they're on the ground in better cover, that is when they'll have time to actually make a decision. Any questions on this? Cool. I want us to form a file looking west right now, or a column, please. Just on the road, proper spacing and all. Hold formation says. Everyone just form in the formation. I want this to look as if we've been on the move.
Awesome. Start moving.
Whipping off.
Contact front, contact front. Give me contact report.
Contact. Direct west.
Contact 12 o'clock, 50 meters, end of the road, corner of the road. That was awesome. Report, anything goes, just like people just need to talk. I'll put a red smoke there for you to call it out. Alright, hold fire, collapse on me.
I don't know if they've been given the
How to fall out.
no the contact report that we were given. I don't know if they've been given that.
Oh, with the 12 o'clock and stuff?
Yeah.
12 o'clock means north. That's what it means for me.
Okay. No, not for us. We'll go over that. I first want you all to take attention to the map, please. At the grid of 0302. You guys see those small dots?
Yep.
Thank you. Around this area, we're having contact. They're shooting at us. RTR. First guy, point guy. What does he do?
Stay in place.
Go prone.
He conducts RTR. He engages the target, takes 3 steps forward, lays prone there, goes into a lower stance. He still conducts RTR, but it's always forward towards the enemy, right? Next guy. So that's still good. I mean, even if there's cover to the right and left of him, it is dangerous to go to the sides since you have an entire formation behind you that are gonna move horizontally. So in this case, it is far more productive to just move forward until everyone else is in a solid position. Cool. Next person. RTR. What does he do? He has a person in front of him. Can't just shoot.
Move right or left.
Right or left, exactly. Doesn't matter which. Immediately, he just takes a step left or right. I'm going to do left now for the sake of it. Take a step left. As soon as he notices that he has a shot on the enemy, it could be here, he stops, right? He holds at that location. The primary goal of him right now is to get his gun towards the enemy and being able to shoot at the enemy without risking the safety of the people in front of him, which in this case is the point man. So if he can do that by just taking 2 steps or 3 steps left, that is what he does, and that is where he stays. Start shooting, we need as much bullets as possible, as early as possible. Third guy, what does he do?
Right side.
Yeah.
Right side,
That
yeah.
way.
He goes right. Same thing. He takes a few steps right. If the enemy is right here, he might have to take a few extra steps than the second guy because we were slightly angled. He's right here, starts engaging. Cool. Fourth guy.
Left.
Left, yeah, he goes left, sure. Same thing here. If the contact is here, he can perfectly fine shoot from here. He just took his steps from the origin of where he was. He's moving, made himself a tougher target. Here he conducts RTR, or, he's been taking cover here. He can return fire, whatnot. Awesome. Fifth guy.
I think you guys get it, don't you?
No, I see. It's gonna be tedious, but I want to get through this because now, this guy had to move extra out right, yeah, and this guy is out here. So this guy has approximately the same distance for each. So it's generally just the case that you just pick a side and run to it, and as soon as possible get the shot on the enemy. He might run all the way here, or he might overshoot it. Let's say that he continued right for some reason, and he ended up here, even though he should have probably ended up here somewhere, right? He ended up here. Sixth guy, I'm gonna dictate now that he ran right with his buddy in front of him. Where do he stay? where does he stop? Exactly. Just like that. Because it's not a case of a formation. We're not creating a formation right now. We're just getting into a firing position where we can effectively engage our target. Where we can conduct our RTR. Where we can return an ineffective fire, lay down prone, and then act effectively. Absolutely correct. This is where he is. And then, yeah. Last guy, he goes there, I don't know, and returns fire. Here, as I said, even though we're starting to form what looks like an arrowhead, as I said, this isn't us making an arrowhead. This is us just spreading out, getting to a position where we can shoot, and shooting as soon as we can. When we're at this stage, then we can start working on formations. Here we could say form line towards the enemy, and everyone could move up and start doing that. Are there any any complications that you guys see with this? If you think about the fire teams, how we have them structured out, with one fire team being in the front and one fire team being in the rear.
You spread the fire team way out.
Yes, we're mixing them, right? On the right, we might have 2 red and 1 blue. On the left, we might have 2 blue and 2 red. All of a sudden, we're mixed. Is this a problem?
Not really.
No. As long as we get more barrels on the gun, or on the enemy, sorry, we start firing, everyone is forming up in the formation. When we're in a line together, it's super easy for the IC to organize it. He can simply just say, red team, peel left of blue, form line left of blue. And everyone will just start making that order, and all of a sudden we're now organized. Like, that is just one case how you could do that. But obviously it could also be that blue team make this movement, and then they will just, move away from the actual line formation. Are there any questions on this? This is important.
What will you guys do if there's something in the way?
Yeah, if you can't get into a position to shoot the enemy because it's a narrow street or whatever, don't be entirely focused on rushing into the fights. Sometimes you'll be hanging back.
Yes. There was one situation here. I'm not gonna, we're in a training environment, I hope it's alright. So obviously we have a file on a road. Cess was almost down by that bush, I believe he actually was, and Lex was all the way up by that tree, the last tree on the left there. It's a long distance, and as everyone in front of him are spreading out, it's very difficult for Lex to actually do anything, except observe and notice, where should I go? As soon as he notices that, okay, they moved there, I can move to this cover and act effectively from there, then he needs to take that initiative, obviously. But it's good to have the kind of, to not be in tunnel vision on the enemy, and just have an overall situational awareness when you're in the rear to see, is it dangerous of me to actually be in this position for me and for my fire team? Am I a danger to them? Yeah? So think about that as well. Very good point. Cool. Let's do that again. Let's just do a one real quick. Everyone just line up here. I don't care about the spacing. Just have like 2 meters in between you guys. Let's not spread it out too much.
Oh, you meant column.
Yes, just get into a proper...
You can hold there, says everyone just tuck in. You don't have to be
Untrack
spaced
of
out.
it.
Just 2 meters or whatnot. We're not gonna move, we're just gonna do this for practicing purposes. Need to load that.
Unprofessional.
Very.
Contact right.
Contacts, go sides, north, northeast.
That's one. Hold fire. Come back. back into the formation you were. You don't have to collapse on me.
Alright, just so everyone hears me. Remember, your first instinct will not be to go crouched. Your first instinct is to immediately turn towards the threat and just shoot. Like a bunch of bullets, like 5 to 10 bullets, as you're moving into a better position where you can take cover. Right? So turn towards the target, or the threat, shoot, move while you shoot, go down into a lower stance, and then shoot accurate fire. During this process, as soon as you can, do a contact report on the enemy. Is there anyone who doesn't get this concept? That needs me to show them how you do it? Nice, alright, let's try it again.
Isn't that like very dangerous for the guys in the middle?
Not if you turn towards the target. I mean, as again, if you're having contact front, you're not gonna shoot next, right? But if you have contacts right, then there's no friendlies
Yeah,
there.
but there's a moment when the people actually moving and they're sprinting hard towards the first cover they see. There's
Yes.
a high chance of crossing.
Yeah, no, not really if everyone is moving forward. If we're moving sidewards, absolutely. But we're not doing that in RTR. We're just moving 3 steps forward into cover. This is not... Wait. So Lex just pointed out a valuable point. It is that, isn't this dangerous to the people around you? If we just turn towards a threat and start shooting? Absolutely. You have to have some regard to your environment and say that if I can't shoot, just like we said before, if there's people in front of me and I can't shoot safely without risking them, obviously you won't shoot. But in this case, as we demonstrated, if we're front, we're gonna move to not be in that situation. We're gonna move to the sides, away from the people in front of us, so that we're able to get a safe shot on the enemy. In this case, if we're all in a column and we have contact right, we're in an extended line already, pretty much. We have no friendlies in our own squad that are gonna be to our right at this moment. So in this case, as long as everyone moves straight forward in an aggressive manner towards the enemy or towards the threat, we're not gonna have any blue on blue incidents. Valuable point.
Contact right. And move 3 meters, move 3 meters. Contact off. Nice one. Blue team, peel left of red team. Go.
I thought you started to peel.
Peeling.
Oh, wait,
Right
no,
to
no.
left.
Rex, you next.
Mag.
That's mine.
What are you peeling?
Contact down, contact down. Hold fire, contact down.
Whoa. That's...
Yep, shoot it. I can see it.
Contact east. Form line towards enemy east 50 meters.
Hello.
Blue team sustain fire, contact east 50 meters. Red team peel right of blue team, form line.
Peeling.
No, hello guy, you're peeling right, you're peeling right.
Okay.
That's alright.
I also get my left and right.
Let's go.
Peeling.
Sustain fire 5 meters per second. Or sorry. That's not it. God damn it. Blue team aim fire. Hold fire, collapse on me.
What?
God damn it. Hey, I do mistakes as well sometimes, alright? Do we have a grenadier? We do. Rex says, could I have your red smokes, please?
Sure. Have it.
Thank you. Awesome. Let's see here. Actually, if I can stop the brain lock. So, what suppressive fire modes do we have? Real quick. We've got deliberate, sustained, and rapid fire. We also have aiming, obviously, but that's no suppression. What defines these three that I just mentioned? We're not going to go in Russian. I'm going to assume that you guys already know this, but I just want to hear kind of that everyone understands these three before I actually use them in this training.
Rate of fire.
Yep, it's the rate of fire. Do we know the actual rate of fire within them? So how many bullets is deliberate fire?
3.
It's 1 every 5 seconds. 1 every 5 seconds. So it's a slow rate of fire, but in an environment where a lot of people are firing, that will ramp up, obviously, or there will be more bullets. Sustained, what is that?
2.
3.
Oh, you guys are just
Burst.
guessing now.
Burst. and then
Sustained fire is 1 every 3 seconds. Okay, so we have deliberate, 1 every 5 seconds, sustained fire, 1 every 3 seconds, and then we have rapid fire, which is what?
3 seconds.
One
One.
every second.
1 every second. So 1 every 5 seconds, deliberate, 1 every 3 seconds, sustained, and 1 every second is rapid fire. Did anyone not get that? Cool, thank you.
Anyone done BCT in the last 2 years should know this.
I didn't.
Me neither. Almost been 4 years since I did it.
Yeah.
Either way, that's vital to know, especially nowadays. With the ICs, gonna have to use that. And it's also a really good tool. Don't get me wrong. Cool. How did that feel, guys? I did see some more movement in the second run on that RTR. Let's talk about the first engagement, contact north. Again, first objective, just to get gun up, start shooting, get forward, get down here. If I'm seeing the rock is the enemy, if you guys see that. Obviously, if I go prone here, I'm not going to be effective at all. I could put down some rounds above them, but here I can't do the second R, which is return accurate fire. So in that case, I might have to go up. If I can, I'll go lower stance, obviously. I dislike this personally. I hate this one. It's kind of dumb in my mind, but this one would definitely suffice. You're still maneuverable. You can still get up quickly. So one of these two is definitely for sure viable. And then you start putting down range, right? As soon as if you look on your left and right in this situation, and you notice that, okay, my right buddy, he's on that tree, my left buddy, he's at that tree. There's no danger for me to move up to this tree. Then obviously you're gonna take better cover, right? You can communicate, moving to cover, people will be able to communicate, okay, covering you, blah, 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 blah. Awesome. Are you just tempting me now, sis?
I mean, what you mean? This doesn't look stupid at all. It's a very natural position, this is.
Cool. So you did deal with that threat. I thought that was pretty nice, as I said. Only thing that I want you guys to think about when we're doing this, we're not going to do it again, is to not just sit down towards the enemy. Actually take gun up, immediately turn, shoot, and go forward in that shot. And go down here instead, right? Like, have that cool and just, you know, be offensive towards the enemy instead of being passive and just sit down, you know, just like, what's going on? What do these people do, right? Cool. Last thing. All of a sudden, there was some contact right behind us. I probably should have been more clear. I think it was you, Maggot, in the rear. But yeah, obviously, red smoke, those are the enemy, and you can consider them as enemy. In this case, Maggot, eventually you took the shot, you started shooting, contact report called out on the enemy, everyone, exactly like we talked about, is spreading out. I ran around and saw it from the like western side of this whole thing, and it actually looked pretty good. Obviously couldn't see everyone, but that looked pretty solid. Only thing is, as line is being called, you just have to be really quick about it. Just as soon as possible, get into that line. Don't worry about it. Like, people are already in the front. They have the responsibility at that point, obviously, to put out a higher rate of fire to compensate for the movement going on further down the formation. But everyone needs to get into that line as soon as possible, so that the formation can actually start moving and maneuver on the enemy, and not being this kind of situation where we're getting shot at. Because this is, as you know, this is the kill zone that we're just in, right? We're being ambushed, whatnot. We just need to get into a formation where we can maneuver and we can start going. Cool. You also noticed that we did the thing on purpose, where we mixed the fire teams. Did anyone think that worked out awful as we kind of organized ourselves? Except for the misunderstanding with left and right here and there.
One thing going forwards, which fire team you start off with, that's going to change in a firefight. You might be moving with members of the other fire team just because you're on that side.
Yep. It's gonna, I don't know how much Reddy or Cherokee has talked about this arrow, about like changes going on in terms of how ICs are being instructed to maneuver and lead their teams. But in terms of, sorry?
I'm thinking you mean in like wanna see be more with the front team, the point team.
Yes, yeah. No, that as well. Like the one I see is gonna have to be in the front with the assaulting team, or not necessarily the assaulting team, but in the front team, and the fact that the roles will be more fluent. I'm gonna try and visualize that if we have time later today. We have 1 more hour. I'm pretty optimistic about it. But it's going to be a case that blue team and red team, or in your case Charlie and Delta, will be mixed far more often, and people will have to be more flexible in the fire team that they operate in. But if Reddy and Cherokee hasn't talked about that, then I'll leave that to them. But
yeah, they haven't really done that yet.
Yeah, we haven't implemented it in Blade. It's just a case of that. I'm just making sure that everyone in Blade are aware of that change, and because this is obviously a change for me and Oreo as well, in terms of that we have to start implementing that as ICs. It's easier to do that as training with everyone, and everyone is kind of involved in that change. Cool. But enough of that.
But the colors, Lufas, the colors.
The colors. They're nice and tidy.
Oh, that's going away as well.
No, we don't know that yet, though. Let's see. Last chance. Anyone, did this feel alright? Any questions? Anything that you want to add? Ask about RV, 360 security, moving into RV, RTR, anything like this. Awesome. I won't go over crit now. I did that last time with Blade. I assume that Blade knows this by heart. We're gonna have to hear it later on. It is basically the way that, and like Orion mentioned, the 12 o'clock and all that, we're kind of starting to rework how we do contact reports, or at least not contact reports in itself, but like how we steer fire in the fire team, how we kind of manage who shoots where and in what rate of fire and whatnot, and that involves 12 o'clock and the clock phases. To answer your question earlier, Atoshi, about 12 o'clock being north, that is not how it's going to be. In general, 12 o'clock is the direction of travel. Forward is generally direction of travel, and I'm not going to go into too much because we don't have time for it, but directional travel is 12 o'clock. If it is specified 12 o'clock goes above and a reference point, or 12 o'clock goes above the enemy, if it's or red smoke or whatnot, then that is immediately changing it from the directional travel, right? Directional travel changes as soon as a new formation is called out. So for example, form line facing the enemy, that is also a case of line is now facing 12 o'clock. Yeah? I don't use the clock faces too much. I prefer north, northeast, and whatnot.
Yeah, we don't use the clock faces. We use either it's north, it's northeast, east northeast, or if we can bearing.
Right, but for the sake of it, and it is more realistic, the clock faces, because you wouldn't have a micro dagger in your face in real life, or you wouldn't have a compass out. And it is to some extent actually more simple because you don't have to look down on your screen where is east, where is north. You can actually just look at the enemy and immediately be able to tell this is their direction. But yeah,
these,
so yeah.
But these fucking millennials don't know how clock face looks like.
It's digital clocks. Damn it.
Fuck you, Sass.
Digital clocks? Like, you gonna say 2200?
I know what the fucking analog clock is, Sass.
You're just old.
I have one. He's not that much older than me.
Last time we asked Blade, we all knew what a clock face looked like.
I actually drew last training when I went over this. I actually drew the clock face just to make sure that everyone knew it. I had to be sure. Either way,
dude, I'm the youngest one in Arrow.
All right, everyone, form RV right here, please.
Right here on the road.
Right here on the road.
Okay.
Imagine that we're in a thick wooded forest.
If we need ammo, we got boxes.
Oh, sweet. Actually, let's do that. Resupply, guys. Resupply.
Zeus has gifted us.
Or bandages or whatever you can
Red
need.
smokes. Gambler Blade. We're about to end our patrol. We're about one click out from the target. Over.
You go to whisper when you say shit like that.
Yeah. Make sure
Eyes on,
other
Minitex,
people
made up.
don't listen in.
Are people listening to my calls? Is that what I'm hearing?
When
course
you're on
they
loud, yeah.
Cool.
You're not on whisper, so.
When you call him out in front of everyone.
You haven't learned anything from my fucking...
Alright, Arrow, I'm gonna call us Blade now. I hope you understand, or you can switch to that.
Blaro.
Are there any limitations, Blade, before we step off? Cool. Alright, everyone huddle up. Look at your map. We are currently at 040-026. Our target is going to be enemy presence somewhere to the north, around these woods. Our objective is to conduct a patrol in that area, just like we have done now. Initially, we're going to go jogging up until around these buildings, around 039, 032. After that, we're going to go walking. Enemy suspected to be small size and should only be a minor threat, but we're going to deal with them nonetheless. Any questions?
Where do you want to go, Zaj?
I want us to have an RV at this building at 040034, 040034, keypad 9. That is going to be our initial RV before we start moving into that forest area.
Sorry, 0400.
040034, keypad 9. There's a small building. Around that area, I want our initial RV.
Roger.
Cool. Everyone hydrate right now. And I ask again, are there any limitations? And in Blade language, Arrow, that means Are you wounded? Do you have low ammo? Do you need medical support? Do you need anything that isn't in your kit? Is there anything that are limiting us from being fit for fight?
It's a fancy word for an ACE report.
Yes, pretty much. But I take that as no. Sweet. All right. Says you're gonna step us off. Column. You can go off road.
Cap it up. Stepping off.
Moving.
Mm.
Moving off.
Stepping off.
Moving off road.
Last one.
Let me know if we're moving too fast and you're losing stamina, by the way, guys. Just to re-emphasize on this clock face, right? Right now, 12 o'clock is where Seth is facing. This is our direction of travel, which currently is almost immediately or directly northwest. This is a very difficult situation for the people in back, obviously, because they might not really know where we're heading, and that's why communication between the point man on the radio all the way down saying, as just Seth did, by the way, saying, I'm moving away north now, or turning north, whatnot. If you don't know, then obviously you can call out the where you believe it is or whatnot. And if the IC is kind of preemptively making planning for it or understanding that issue, he might say, okay, we're moving zigzag, 12 o'clock will for the temporary moment be north. Something like that. I haven't said that. So 12 o'clock is still immediately the direction of travel. Is what I'm saying. Road crossing. Copy. Rolling east. Cross by force. Just go across. Looking across. Go walking. Remember sprinting across the road, guys. clock goes above that building, north-northwest, approximately 200 meters.
Approaching RV at 50 meters. On RV.
Form 360 at RV. Contact 12 o'clock, building, 200 meters. Blue team, line, facing north, left to building, go. Red team, suppress.
Or she's suppressed.
Blue team, you have to sprint it, form a line. Red team, support. Blue team, I'm crossing.
Go.
Crossing. Follow me. Blue team, form line on me. Blue team, sustain fire on target. Cover.
Loading.
Blue left of car.
No way.
Red team form line left of blue. For you. Take red team, flank left onto enemy. Signal with red smoke or shifting fire. Alright, go. Blue team rapid fire on target.
Loading.
Contact scene van. Left of building.
Guy in the doorway's dead.
Blue team left, red team is flanking left. On my mark. We're gonna shift fire right of the buildings. Any questions?
Nope. Loading.
Legs hurt. Team left. Legs. Red team is covering left. I'm gonna shift fire. Shift fire right. Copy.
West.
Sustain fire, blue.
Mag.
Covering.
Got a guy north by northeast, right side of the entrenchment, somewhere in the forest.
Northeast, somewhere in the forest. Copy. Going on your right.
Doorway of the house. Straight north.
Doorway house.
Move to the left window.
Contact left window. Left side of this building.
Doorway, mag.
Doorway, copy. Contact left to building.
And doorway guy still up. Second and doorway.
Right window, right window.
Get down.
Rapid fire, rapid fire. Blue team, rapid fire. Loading.
Mag.
Mag.
Keep it up. Right, car. Blue team, sustain fire. Aim and fire. Right window. Red smoke. Shift fire right. Shift fire right. Shift fire right.
Shifting right, shifting right.
Mag.
Flex. Shift right. Rapid fire right. Shift and fire.
Mag.
Doorway again. Possible right window.
Last 2 mags.
Behind the car.
Loading.
Mag.
Aim and fire. Friendlies are now behind the building, I believe. I see. No, I see them on the gate left.
Red assaulted.
There's an entrenchment right of the truck.
Times contact on the house corner you guys are on now.
Friendlies left the building.
Roger, left building, friendly.
Says mate, you push on the other side.
Might still be a guy in the trench line or
Yeah, behind the trench line somewhere maybe.
Red team, potential contact northeast of your location behind trench line, over.
Got 2 times enemies in the trench line dead. A third one behind the buildings.
Copy.
But we're just clearing up now. You're clear to come over.
Copy. Stand by for grids for reorg.
Fury
Roger.
in the trench.
Grids are 039, 038, northwest of your current location, 150 meters woods, over.
Team, P left.
Copy that.
Palin.
Left.
See you there.
Last man.
Trench line clear.
Last man.
Sector's clear. Copy, red on me.
Last man.
Last man.
That's my legs.
Can continue left or
Crossing street.
Raj. Last man crossing.
Move northeast along this ditch.
Last man.
Northeast.
Atoshi, point man, I'm second. We're moving along this ditch north-northeast towards Reorg Point.
Northeast in the ditch.
Crossing. Cool, right. RV, everyone, RV on me.
Okay.
Alright, let's see. We got 2 red and we got 3 blues, 1 green and 1 yellow. All here.
Went
Oh yeah. When did we lose him?
after he had to go.
Copy. Right, so what we just did is the next step of pre-war, which is the attack. Got under contact. Initially, one team is becoming base of fire. The other team is being the flank maneuver. This time we didn't split the group off, but what could have happened is that I could have said Maggot, as he was AOR, Maggot Lex remain with me. We're gonna be base of fire. Everyone else move with Oryu. You're gonna be flanking, right? Any input from the blue guys? What did you notice as you were as we were putting down a lot of bullets downrange? How many mags do you have at the moment, guys?
1.
1. Vex?
I also have 1.
Yeah. Lex?
8.
8. Okay, you didn't shoot enough.
Well, he's a marksman, so.
Maybe I
Yes.
grabbed 15 mags.
You grabbed 15 mags. Okay, well maybe you did shoot enough then. But even if it's a marksman, suppression is still suppression. You still have to put the same amount of rate of fire pretty much. What the point I'm trying to get at is that being base of fire, you're shooting a lot of bullets, and that is. Blade copies. We would just be a minute. As I said, with the sustained fire, deliberate fire, and rapid fire, it is vital that we keep to those so that we don't run out of ammo as we're suppressing, or that we're covering another fire team's movement. And equally, it is important that red team in this case, or the flanking team, is being quick about it. Because the base of fire team, even though it's nice to, we can just walk around it, eventually blue teams in this case are going to run out of ammo, and then both are fucked. So a lot of responsibility on both teams. Red team in this case, the attacking team or the flanking team. They're gonna have to be quick in their movement and really objective focused. And blue team are gonna have good communication and be kind of restraining themselves in how much bullets they shoot. What we're doing now is the last R of a pre-war, which is the reorg, which is we've attacked the position, we've moved past the position to reorganize ourselves in an RV or 360 security a couple of 100 meters back from that objective. This is done so that enemy can't put mortars on us, or that enemy reinforcements aren't going to hit us immediately. We might hit them when they aren't suspecting us. Cool? Yep, or you?
Or grab ammo before they TPS.
Yes, we are. Any questions on what I just said? Awesome. Alright, fill up.
I'm gonna need to go AFK for a minute.
Copy. Alright. If you're ready, step away from the box. Has Hello Guy resupplied?
Nope, but I gave him 2 magazines.
I'll give him more, please. Give him like 5.
Fill him up with magazines.
Yeah, I'll give him... Oh, he's full on the backpack. God damn it.
I have to do it through Ace.
Yeah. Make sure you have yourself fix.
He's gonna die first.
Especially if they TP us to the middle of it.
Right.
Awesome. Gambler Blade ready for TP. Taco tonight, was it? Alright, let's just zip tie Lex. Get him out of here. Right, let's form up on the building, guys. Alright. Red team. It's only gonna be you or you, and let's have Vex, you're red. Or you don't have to change color, don't change color. Vex,
Okay.
or you says, establish space of fire around this corner. Lex, provide cover for them on this corner, on target. 12 o'clock goes above building, north-northwest, 200 meters. Do that.
Okay.
Copy. Hatoshi, you're with me.
Roger.
Set Lex.
Yeah, I can't see shit.
No. I know.
Then find a good spot. You're covering them.
Welcome back, hello.
Mm-hmm.
You back? Sweet. Vex, you're now with me again. Hello, guy. You're forming line with the rest of red.
Okay, says.
Okay.
Yep. Setting up base of fire.
Off they go.
Alright. Lex on me. Alright. Atoshi, Vex, Lex, we're gonna flank left of target. Red team is providing base of fire. When we're popping red smoke on their location, we're signaling blue team to, or sorry, red team to shift fire right. If I go down, I have red smokes on me. Any questions?
Okay, yeah.
Any
Okay.
other smokes would most likely do if you communicate. Initially, we're gonna form line left of red to help them base of fire, alright? Go. Form line left over red. Go, 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 go.
Left or right?
Go, 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 go. Everyone.
Red to your west, fire on target, 12 o'clock, 200 meters.
Red team's scaling, blue team hold position. Red to your west.
Contact left of building vehicle. Is red set?
Blue team peel left of red.
Loading.
Double time blue.
Last man.
Flanking warrior.
Right. Red hold firm. Keep fire rate deliberate.
Blue, follow me.
Delta here.
Right, blue, any limitations?
Low stamina.
Copy. Let's start walking with me.
Red team, you're free fire on HEs.
Alright, blue, we're going jog.
Okay.
Let's form arrowhead on me.
Would be advised that one of the enemy vehicles exploded.
Copy. In 10 seconds, hold on HE.
Contact.
Red increase fire rate.
Says.
I think he's down. It was left side of the wall.
Copy. Let's push up.
Appreciate.
Surrendered.
Surrendering. Cross, cross, cross. Covering.
Crosser.
Crossing.
Let's push. Push, push, push. Rhythm legs.
Contact front down.
Vex. Hold. Be medic.
Was on
She
corner,
guys
okay.
on, guy on left.
Affirm, good eye.
He's dead.
Stand by flashing. Peek it.
There's a guy touching himself.
Yep, peek it.
Hell guy, peel east.
Okay, looks clear.
Crossing.
One guy inside the house, window, reloading.
I would have cross one available.
Go clear.
Cross him.
Like,
Blue team crossed me.
Gonna nade inside the house, at least presumably.
Go, go, go.
Fragging up, cover.
number 6.
Contact inside the building.
Red shift fire.
Loading, take point.
Yep, down.
Push, push, push.
Mike.
Take this, take this.
Blue west side, west side.
West side.
Hell's Flex is inside.
On you.
Flash going in.
Blue team western corner building. Red team covers southern side of it.
First room's clear, leave fast.
Copy.
Well, first house.
Lex, fall back to us. You're too far. Vex, Atoshi, move on southern side.
South
Okay.
side.
Lex, you got your rear.
Ouch.
We're moving. Don't stop there. Copy. Fall back, covering.
Doorway. Coming in.
Lex, continue following us.
2 doors left.
Blue team entering, red team cover eastern side of building.
I'll go long to next corridor.
Copy. 3, 2, 1, go.
Go, go,
Contacted.
go, go, don't stop, don't stop. Room clear.
Corridor's clear.
Exit, go right.
Alright.
Blue team exiting, moving east.
Crossing.
Last one crossing.
Red team move to reorg position, same as before. 150 meters north-northwest of target.
Right, are we clear?
Yep.
Looks like it.
Alright, scan through this building one more time. Atoshi with me. Lex and Vex move on the right of the building. Alright, we're clear.
They're not blue.
Right, we're continuing to RV, 150 meters north-northwest woods. Atoshi, take point.
Taking point. Crossing road.
Atoshi, form RV at the box.
RV at the box.
Alright, 2 red, 3 blue, 1 green. Sweet. Alright, red team, how many mags do you still have?
0.
0?
Well,
Hello,
one
yeah.
in the gun.
1 in the gun. Cool.
About 4.
3
4 and a half.
total.
3 total. So then you also had the feeling that it was used a lot. Blue team, how do we feel about our assault? I thought the CQB was a bit rough, but the procedure of approaching target was pretty alright, I think. I think we handled it. Red team, did you see our red smokes? First one was
Yes.
popped, just like straight up and then fell down. You saw that
Yeah.
one? Yeah, sweet. Cool. That's pretty much what I want to talk about today. Give me a second. Gambler Blade. That is what I wanted out of this training. Thank you for your help. Is it possible that we all reorganize your position for some feedback from the OPFOR? Over. Wonderful. Played up. Right, let's regroup at the Gambler's position. And XS, so we'll need 2 tactical now.
The tactical.
I shot so much my weapon started to cook off. I think that's enough, eh?
That's good.
Parkour. Always like a bit of parkour.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Good work, everyone.
First you shoot my dog and then you want to pet him? That's fucking rude.
Well, there is
I
an
shot
interaction
all
with
your
that as well.
goats.
All right. So, from my point of view, overall, very well done. Nice to see the movements that were complete. The reorgs were spot on. Good distance away. Good all-round defense. I like to see that. That was very cool. So the first run was pretty much textbook in the sense that you guys started taking fire. You hit a hard point. You made your quick battle orders and you executed the plan with relative speed. I would say potentially a bit long and drawn out for the support team. Like they would have burned through an awful lot of ammo, which is why I was saying, Lufas, that perhaps you could have capitalized maybe on some fire and movement first instead of just going for an automatic flank. The amount of suppression that they would have needed to put down ran the risk of running out too much ammo, but that's minor. It's not too much of a big deal. The flank itself executed very well. Honestly, if I wasn't checking kind of on movement and stuff, I'd have had no idea that you were ready and stacked up against that wall when you were. We were pretty much tunnel visioned on the support group, just because the amount of firepower going there and down. So very, very well done on that. Caught me by surprise to a degree. Second run, we obviously washed our memories of that. It was working. yes, you execute the same plan. We knew that you were going to do that anyway, but it was a little bit more obvious this time. You started the suppression from kind of that local area, if you can see where I'm pointing. I don't know if you can. Kind of come to your group a little bit. If you watch out for. So the suppression was started kind of there, but then gradually it was more and more noticeable kind of going over to the corner. So it was pretty obvious what you were about to do. The fire subsided from the support group a lot when that flanking team moved. It really did drop down. Whereas if anything, you need to kind of make up the numbers of 8 people firing or 9 people firing, whatever. But wasn't too much of a drama. We were still drawn into fire down that way. And then at some point, we noticed and heard there was either an eruption of fire from the right flank here, or we heard voices. So Sirius went out to investigate what that was. He obviously saw you guys then. And that made the flanking maneuver fail to a degree. That gave us time to adjust. That red smoke came over, and then there was a long pause before any of you guys pushed through. It essentially gave us time to reorientate, re-establish position, and focus on the gaps to our right, rather than worrying about what was a few hundred meters away, because that fire was just such a minimal amount. We could literally just rotate and look at that. Again, because you didn't capitalise on the speed and aggression in that gap there, I could lob grenades at you, put down an awful lot of firepower, and essentially you would have all died on that breach, and that would have been a failed flank. So to get around that, you know, if you knew that you were exposed and you had people coming at you, a flashbang over the wall would have been ideal. More smoke, or even just pull back and try and relocate to a different breaching point, which you eventually did by going around to the rear. But at that point, you were causing so much noise, and we had the rear side covered, that it was obvious what you were trying to do. So, if anything, if you're exposed there, you could have chucked the smoke over. As soon as that smoke started to build, you'd burst through, all guns blazing, and kind of take the risk of a few wounds and injuries and just try and get bodies in there. And you could have also pulled in your support team to start moving way before then, because all firepower was focused on these gaps here. So a good learning experience, I think, but it was very well executed in general. The movement was slick, the comms were good, your clearances were good. Yeah, and don't be afraid to double tap when you're passing bodies as well. There's no harm there if you're unsure, if you've been engaging at range. I don't think anyone did that, but I might be mistaken. But yeah, good job all around. I think that was solidly done. Any of you, the rest, Terry, you got anything, or Phil?
No, nothing you've not already said, Stab.
Beautiful. I am concerned about the accuracy of some people. I must admit, the suppression. I mean, I don't know what the quad bike did to you just on the first go, the poor fucker, and I'm not sure what the pickup truck did on the second one either. But they did not fare well. I hope it was just general suppression and not really bad accuracy, but we'll see.
My poor van.
Yeah. Phil was going to try and hide and pop out if you were doing the firing movement, but that didn't quite work out, and he shit his pants because you pretty much blasted out every glass panel on that van on the first go. So that was good fun. Any feedback from you guys? Anything you guys want to point out or say?
Did you guys not spot us on the first run in the ditch over there?
What, on the right?
Yeah, on the flanking.
No.
Oh, I saw the back of one of you guys at least running away. So I thought we were made.
No, because like the idea of the support team is to, or I don't want to call them, so the other fire team that's giving the suppression is to draw all our attention, and all our attention was drawn on returning fire to your locations out to the south there. So we weren't looking at the flank, which is exactly what you want, really. But no, I didn't spot you anyway. I don't know if anyone else did. It
Thank
works. The system works.
And thank you for helping us to visualize it or to demonstrate it.
No worries. I mean, obviously, if we didn't have the blank rounds on, you would have took some casualties there, most likely. Certainly on the second run, possibly on the first, but it would have happened at such a long range on the first one. You probably could have treated, or anyone that was kind of walking wounded, you could have switched out who was on what fire team and just left the support element back there if they had injuries, and just left them at a safer distance and kept the ones that were fighting fit to do the assault. So yeah, it's not much to say. The tactic works. It works on long engagements like this, and it will work with AI, because as long as you break that line of sight and you're not engaging the AI, then they're not going to be interested in you all that much. As long as they don't have a LOS on you, you're good to go. So yeah, suppress, flank, and move. All good fun.
But in a similar vein to how we responded, when you do go loud, like they'll, as Stab said, they'll be focusing on the team providing suppressing fire down there. When something happens on this side, they will all round on that and go, oh, hey, what's going on over there? So once that happens, you got to ramp up the aggression and move into that assault as quickly as you can.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. All happy?
Very happy.
Yep.
Great. Good work, guys. That's looked like a really solid training, so I hope you all enjoyed, and big thanks to Lufas for putting that on. All right, should we get in the battle bus and return to base? Do we have a battle bus? No, I can't use
any
that.
questions on what we've
That
gone
one's
over?
pretty fucked.
I just wished there was a battle bus from Generals.
The truck out back.
I want miniguns attached.
It's quite a distance. We'll considering the time, we'll just TP it back. I think that's the safest option.
Sadness.
You were ready to drive, well.
It's like
I'm
5k.
disappointed. There's not all the glasses broken on this plan.
I know there's
Not
like
this
one
time.
panel.
Technically a battle bus.
It was in battle.
Oh.
Oh, nice. The battle bus with us. Go on the line as well.
Oh, I left Sirius behind.
You
Poor
took the
Sirius.
bus, but you left Sirius.
I'm more confused on why Stabs has what can only be described as an airsoft gun with an orange tip.
Thank you.
Oh, it's not an airsoft. It's a GPMG with a blank firing adapter on the end of it.
Okay. Looks like it's an airsoft gun with the orange muzzle.
Yeah, no, it's BFA, just not a very well modelled one.
Would have been a very short exercise if we'd been firing live.
Yes, it would. Very much so. Just tell them we're waiting on. We'll leave them to it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for attending tonight. It is appreciated. I hope you all enjoyed your sessions. It looked like there's some pretty solid training happening, so big thank you to the NCOs for putting that on. Please reach out to your squad mates and find out why they are not attending so regularly. It's a few weeks on the trot now. We've had quite low attendance, so it'd be good to know if people's circumstances are changing and they can't attend, then that's absolutely fine. It's just we want to do cool training and lots more training. There's no point in doing it if only like a handful of people show up, because then we're just having to repeat ourselves all the time. So we just need to know what's going on. It's not a problem if they can't. You know, we just have to look into perhaps we switch the night that we do it, or we switch the times, or whatever. We just need to sort something out where we can get maximum attendance again. And if it's quite simply that people are bored of trainings, then we just happy to know why and what they would like to see instead. Just want the people showing up. That's all it is. That's all from me. Vil, anything to add?
No, nothing from me. No, decent training, everyone. Good to watch.
Hero?
No, nothing from me.
Cool beans. All right, guys. Thank you very much, and hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.
Take care.
Thank you. Good having you, Arrow.
Take care.
For what do you call it?
Channel switched.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Goodbye.
Oh, getting off?
No.
Oh. Tricked me.
The betrayal.
Yep.
Or you're the only thing I'd say on when we breached that compound. Don't hesitate. Once those grenades go over, you committed.
Yeah. I was just wanting to make sure the rear was checked so I didn't end up with bullets in my back.
Yeah, then you push like a guy or two over there and let the rest of the team go in. I should have pushed, but I sensed you didn't fully agree with me.
If you had pushed, I would have been fine with that. It's just because of my mind was on securing the other side of the wall.
Understandable.
Welcome back to Bladesest, by the way.
Thank you.
In person, so to speak.
Thank you.
You escaped. Arrow. Oh wait, no, they're still here.
Fucking sucks to be you.
Follow you wherever you go.
Give it a month and Arrow will be folded in with Blade again.
Oh dear.
That's still not gonna hurt.
I mean, when your squad mates don't fucking show up.
I mean, Blade has some bad attendance at the moment as well. I don't know, a lot of people are off for some reason or another.
Gonna be good for users. You're gonna see us more often, eh? How about that?
Shit, I didn't think about that.
I feel like I've missed something.
No, I'm just joking. It's basically that I've run with Arrow for more than any other squad since I got into reserves.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Well, I haven't actually run with Dazag after I went reserve. So it's just Blade and Arrow I've been in.
Does Dazak have the best attendance at the moment?
It appears so. I mean, considering I haven't played with Dazak at all, or I don't think you can.
I think there's been some nights when you weren't here that they had a fall in attendance, but that's not the norm. Or maybe they had the same attendance as in their squad and you just got put there, but yeah.
Let's see, attendance sheets. The bane of my life. I hope that was useful, Arrow, to some degree. Next time when Reddy or Cherokee will go over it, then you can chime say, but Lufus told us this. You can annoy Retty.
And line up
Like
some
I
execution.
don't annoy him. Like I don't annoy him already enough with my puns.
You annoy not only him.
Oh, I forgot you were here still.
I'm pretty sure the entire task force is annoyed with you, guy.
I haven't been shot yet.
Lies.
Well, I mean, so you think, but do you really know where you get shot from in missions?
No, not true.
Just Lex 5 meters behind him.
Roll left. Roll left.
Pop him.
No one will see this.
Unless you look through the logs.
Hey Lex, you heading for Ukraine soon?
I'm already there in the trench we're talking about.
Nice.
Next time in the mission you're gonna hear bombs on my background. The mortars finally going on, you know. When you gonna be in Ukraine, eh?
No. I don't need to serve anymore, so too old for that shit.
Fucking old bastard, eh?
Lucky.
You're in England fast.
Yeah, they're probably gonna ship me home, to be honest.
They're gonna ship you as fucking military.
Are you guys even in NATO?
No?
Yeah. Wait, no.
I mean,
Sweden?
Norway wouldn't be attacked. It's more likely that they'd attack Finland or Sweden than Norway.
Who even cares about Norway? There's like only mountains. Like what to bomb even?
There's some islands in Scotland that are about Norway.
It's like I want to conquer that snow. Yeah, good job.
Funny thing, Stalin didn't want Norway.
Yeah, because it's useless.
He did.
Why? Because he was installing the attack.
Oh my god, he's a natural. I didn't know it came like that easy. Holy shit.
He probably looks them up like all the time live.
No, for the most, it comes like just like a spark. It
just fall out from him, you know, and he happens to press the talk button.
Where are you from, hello guy?
Pull up.
Oh, Nassau, Norway.
He's not from this planet, that's for sure.
Like
Nordau.
Mandal or some shit?
Pretty close, actually.
Okay. Yeah, well, I guess there's not much to do down there, other than finding puns.
No, it's fucking boring, dude. Please kill me.
Sorry, where's the